and welcome to another episode of the Dreaded Archer podcast. I'm your host, Trey, and today I got one of the closest people in the world to me, man. My brother Nick, man. What's good, bro?
What's up, man? Just living.
Hey, man, that's all we can do, man. Hey, bro, we just wrapped up our annual, Reed family deer hunt out here in South Dakota, man, and bro, I'm still riding off that high, man. Even though we didn't get no antlers, bro, we still put meat in the freezer.
It's funny that you say that, man, because I've talked to a few people, obviously asking me about the trip and stuff like that since I've been back. And even though we didn't kill a monster buck or a buck at all, really, it felt like we did. You know what I'm saying? Like it felt like that kind of trip. You know what I'm saying? We killed all doe, but it felt real special. Like we killed the buck this
Oh yeah, man. I mean, anytime you put meat in the freezer, it's always good. But anytime you get to go out and hunt with your family, bro, that it's what it's all about, man. Just making memories and everything.
Oh yeah, exactly. And that's one of my favorite parts, or probably one of the biggest things that's kind of keeping me into the hunting game. You introduced me to it, but that's one of the biggest things that's keeping me going in it. Is those memories. Something always happens. You go to shoot and the gun's on safety. You know what I'm saying,
Right.
or something
Yep.
like that. Uh, Something's always going on, man. So that's what's keeping me close to the hunting industry.
Oh yeah, I know. The day before, well, actually, the day y'all were driving up here, I was out at running. And mama called me and she was like, "Yo, are they there yet?" I'm like, "No, they are." So they almost here. And she was like, "Oh, you nervous about the trip?" And I was like, "Nervous about what?" And she was like, if y'all gonna get anything?" And I was like, "Man," I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "I'm always nervous because it ain't like we hunt no high fence. You know what I'm saying?" And you guys coming all the way up from Texas, it's like, man, I can only put them somewhere. I can only hope they see deer. You know what I'm saying? And she's like, "Well, you know what? It ain't even about all that. You know what I'm saying? Your brother and your daddy coming up there, that's what it's all about. Y'all spending quality time together." So I was like, yeah, yeah, you're right. But it's always better when you put some down.
Oh yeah, exactly, man. But it's like the quality time, the hotel room, you can't beat that. It's almost like being back in that locker room again,
Oh,
something like that. You
exactly.
know what I'm saying? Constant joking, constant making fun of one another because you missed, or you were scared to pull the trigger, or whatever it was. Uh, Reenactment. So today, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
you can't.
Always, man. Hey, I know one thing, man. We always joke about it, bro, but for y'all who don't know, we hunt in a small town called Winter, South Dakota. So there's not a lot of choices for accommodations when it comes to hotels, and and most of the time, there's only three hotels there. Two of them they bust your head for a room. I'm talking like $300-400 a night. But
Yeah.
there's this one spot, and, and it's like $60 a night, which is not bad because all we need is a place to lay our head. But man, it's it's one of them places, man.
Yeah, it's definitely one of them places. Um, but it's cool though. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
Oh yeah, I think it make the trip though.
I was like I wouldn't take my wife there, but it's
Oh,
cool
oh
though.
no.
Like, I
Yeah.
wouldn't take
If
my
if
wife
if you
there.
if you find yourself in Winter, South Dakota with the homies, that's where you want. That's the place you want to be, man. It remind me of a dorm room. If you want to be real,
Exactly.
like, I mean, you went to SMU. Y'all had five-star hotel dorm rooms, but when I was at Southern Arkansas, you live in this like 2-3 star hotel.
no, that was just like the dorms right there. It reminds you of the dorms for sure.
Oh yeah. And then it's funny because the first time y'all came up here, or the first time y'all came, we stayed at one of the Super Eights, and they put us in a room 27. And then the next year y'all came, they put us in room 27.
Yeah.
We end up switching over to the Warrior Inn, and they put us in room 27. And then this year they put us in room 27, the same room. So it's like,
Yeah.
hey, maybe they just know our name when it come up. Like, oh, these cats they enjoyed that room, so we're gonna go and give it to them.
Yeah, we enjoyed it. Yeah, we
Yeah,
enjoyed you kicking that heater on. Yeah.
yeah. Make sure it worked. And kicking it like, oh, I don't think it's gonna work, y'all. Ain't no maintenance, man. Just gonna give it the good old Nike kick, man.
Exactly. There ain't no 24-hour help desk or nothing like that. But it's definitely a
No,
good
no,
spot
no,
to stay.
none of that. If you
Shout
need
out to
help, you
them
gotta
though.
go.
Shout out to the Warriors
Oh
though.
yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, they treat us good. They treat us real good. You know what I'm saying? Wake him up at 12 o'clock at night to take pictures of us. She got the baby in her hand. She got the like 3-day old baby. She's holding it and taking our picture. But you know what? Because
It had
customer
to
service
happen.
right there.
Yeah, it
It
had
had
to
to
happen.
happen. Customer service. But hey, man, before we get started, bro, tell the people a little bit about you. You know what you do, and kind of fill them in.
All right, man. Well, I am Nicholas Reed, Troy's younger brother. Uh, what do I do? I guess I'm a today I am a videographer slash photographer, video editor for a sports media broadcast and marketing company here in Texarkana. Um, I played college football at SMU, high school at Pleasant Grove, same high school as Troy, here in Texarkana as well. Um, and yeah, I'm a recent to the hunting industry, recent to the hunting game. Shout out to you for that, bringing me in. Um, I had no interest at all in hunting. I really, I'll eat deer meat. I'd eat it here and there. Somebody had it, but I wasn't interested in going to get it myself. I wasn't interested in waking up, getting out in the cold, sitting in the blind for hours. None of that. It was nowhere near my path. But shout out to you because you showed me how fun it could be. You know what I mean? And then
Oh yeah,
also you showed me how relatable it was. You know what I'm saying, to my thrive for challenge and things like
exactly.
that. So yeah, that's me, man. That's me in a nutshell right there.
You know, it's wild because like when I come across people and I mentioned that we hunt and stuff, they like, oh y'all grew up doing it. And I'm like, nah, this is like, and then within the last like 4 years, and people are like so intrigued that we're that into it and we're so green, really. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that's obviously a stranger. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because if you know anything about me or you, it's always been like whatever we were doing it. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? That's what we were doing at the time. Um, and then shout out to moms, I guess, because you remember the biggest rule we had as a kid: if you started, you
you
gonna
better
finish.
finish it.
There wasn't
Yep,
no quitting. There wasn't no getting off the team early. There wasn't no, if y'all was 0-10, y'all was just 0-10.
that was
That's
it.
what it was.
You better
So
ride it out and figure it out next year.
exactly, man. Uh, so I think that's just where that comes from. But I love it, man. I'm glad you introduced me to it. I don't know really what else I'd be doing like as a hobby right now in my life if I didn't start
No,
hunting.
bro, it's funny you say that because I was thinking the same thing a few days ago. I'm like, you know, when especially when you out and you ain't seeing nothing, and you like, why am I doing this, man? And then I got thinking, if I wasn't doing this, what would I be doing? And honestly, I don't know. Like, I wouldn't be rapping because I don't rap. I really can't draw, so I'm not an artist. Uh, I'd be going to work and coming home and I guess going to the gym, working out. That's about it. Working out without a mission, and that's no fun. We ain't got no goal at the end of working out. Just
Just
and
working
I
out.
guess you got people who in the fitness game and they working out because they want that physique. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
We come from a sports background, so you working out for a greater cause at the end. So it's like, well, I wouldn't be working out, so I guess I'd be getting fat and just working. I wouldn't be doing nothing. So I guess hunting is, I guess, a great motivation to work out. So I guess, yeah, I guess I need to be hunting. I guess,
exactly. I don't know. I think if you weren't hunting, I feel like you might have already jumped into the Mr. Olympia realm. Uh, because
but
you like
working
that.
out,
Yeah, because you like that too. You know what I'm saying? You have so much more free time. Think about
yeah,
how
but
much time you
man,
had.
yeah, but you gotta go to the dark side though if you want to get to that Olympia round, man. You gotta go to the dark side, and I'm just not, bro. I'm not. I can't do the needles. I can't do the eating. I like to eat, but eating the same thing every day, and I'm a 3 meal a day guy sometimes too. There's no way I could do 6, 7 meals a day. There's just I couldn't.
Yeah, yeah,
I
it's a
like I
whole
like
different.
food. And I can enjoy my food too.
Exactly. Not just eating because you have to.
Exactly, man. I watch them guys and they sitting there stuffing themselves, and it's just. I nope. I can't do it, man. But no, so you mentioned, you playing football at SMU, and one of the main reasons I started this podcast was for former athletes, to find former athletes who got into hunting, or to find what was to find that thing to fill that void once football was over with. So like tell us about your football career and your time at SMU.
I mean, my football career was great. It was fun for sure. Um, Despite all the injuries, obviously, my freshman year at SMU, um, I fractured my L4 and my R7 in my back, which was it was a huge deal. Obviously, anytime you're messing with your spine, it's always a big deal. So, uh, fractured that, missed that entire season. So I used that as my redshirt year. Came back the next year. Um, Had a pretty good season. I started playing probably about the third game of the season at A&M. Um,
I was at
and
that game.
yeah, it was turned up. Had a couple sacks that year. Really was looking up and up. You know, what I'm saying really started thinking, NFL type stuff, things like that. And then boom, hurt again. My burst of sack or whatever behind my knee exploded. Whatever. Um, So I dealt with that, just battled back with that. Ended up switching entire positions. I went from D tackle uh, to playing running back at 297 pounds. So you can only imagine what that was doing to my ankles and
Oh
my
yeah.
leg. Exactly. So I do that for a year, um, and it kind of just after switching, changing body weight, 297, 315 to 260, 250. Um, It just kind of drained the love of it out. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It
Yep.
kind of drained the love of the game out a little bit. It became about you know where do I fit in this game instead of just going out there and letting it hang like I've been doing for the past 12 years or whatever.
Right.
Um, and so football ends. I start personal training. Uh, we start maximum athletic performance here in town. Started training kids, and I really picked up my passion back for football, and within training. But I was still lacking something. You know what I mean? I train these guys up, and then I go watch them play, and there's just something like you still got.
It's that itch. You got
Yeah, you
gas
still
in the
got
tank,
another.
man.
Yeah, you still got another series. You still got another year. You know what I mean? Go out there and do something or whatever. But I'm like, what can I do? And then I started thinking like, all right, I'm gonna start doing Iron Man. You know what I'm saying? Like the competitions where you just go and you run and you lift weights and you go in these stadiums and you go up the bleachers with sandbags on your back and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was like, okay, I'm gonna do that. Uh, so I lose crazy weight, get
Yeah, you and Blake lost a ton of weight, man.
yeah, yeah. So I lose crazy weight. Um, but the whole time, like I was doing that, I was working at the gym, Forward Fit, and everything like that, and there was just still some, some void. So me and my now wife, just my girlfriend back then, uh, we get a side by side. I'm gonna start mudding. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the new hobby. That's the new wave or whatever. And we do that a few times, and it gets way too expensive, and it's just like another thing. You know what I'm saying? I still feel it. There's still something that I should be out there doing. And then uh you started hunting. And I remember you calling me when you were telling me about your first kill out there. You didn't even make it to the stand. You just had to lay on the ground.
Yep.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you had to kill that deer. And for some reason that story was like he just kept replaying in my head. So I was like, man, I think I might want to start hunting. And that's when the questions started coming up. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey man, how you doing this? What you doing? Like, what is that? What whatever. Which I know people that hunt down here, obviously, but
Right.
I started asking those questions like, how do I get into it, kinda, and stuff like that. And then it's kind of snowballed into where we are now.
Bro, the that void you talking about. I talk about it so much on this podcast, and people probably like, man, I'm tired of hearing about this, but it's a feeling that if you've never done something for so long and then it just stop, like not like slowly comes to a stop, but just stop. That feeling, you if you've never felt it before, I promise you, you don't want to feel it. And again, you mentioned like falling out of love with the game. That's what happened to me, playing in college.
Yeah,
You come up being the best. Let's just call it what it is. You know what I'm saying? When you play at the D1 level, you are the top 1% in the country. So in your hometown, you the man.
yeah,
You come from being the man from the time you are 6 years old to the time you're 18, and you never worried about your position because it's already been solidified. You are the guy. So you can get the ball 25, 30 times a game. Then when you get to college, it's like I'm not even to the point where I'm worried about carries. I'm worried about where I'm at on the depth chart, how much playing time I'm gonna get. And then the coaches come to you and say, "Hey, we know we recruit you as a running back, but we want you to be fullback, and you need to gain, 50 pounds. We want you at 225 by the spring." All right, so then you eat, 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 work out, get to 225, and then after a couple practices, a running back gets hurt. Hey, we want you to go back to running back.
hmm
So now you on this strict diet. You're trying to cut back down to get to at least, what I'm saying, 200 to 195. Because at Navy we don't have big backs.
yeah,
So then you're trying to cut down. Then you cut down. Then they tell you, hey, we need you back at fullback because whoever got hurt, he good now. So now you're trying to eat to get back up, and it's like, all right, it's a whole year wasted. You know what I'm
exactly,
saying? Then
exactly.
I transferred to Southern Arkansas, and after about a season of doing the damn thing during spring ball and then practice and everything, and then having guys play over you, like this is a wrap. I'm done with this. I got no time for it, and lost love for the game, and I'm just grateful to find hunting because if not, like I said, I don't know what I'd be doing, man, at all.
Exactly,
but
exactly, man.
but man, like, what crossed your mind that first time I asked you guys to come up here to hunt with me?
Well, I'd already been up there once before, just to kick it, up in South Dakota, and I loved it. My very first time
Yeah,
coming up there, uh, so it was a no brainer for me. Like I would say like the first time you asked us to come there to hunt, it wasn't even really about the hunt for me. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? It was just about the going to South Dakota for a week. We're gonna be in. I had never been to winter before, so we're gonna be out in this little town that has nothing. And I
yep,
just at that moment in at that time of my life, I needed that.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And I think it was more about that for me, uh, right then. But when we got there, and then here you go hunting, and you may see 5 or 6 deer a year.
yeah,
You know what I mean? We go out there the very first day. There's a before the sunlight even comes up. There's literally a deer standing, 15 yards in front of the blind. Uh, I saw all different kind of animals, really, all
right.
different kind of
Yeah,
animals on that trip,
hell, that
really.
was the first time you saw a pheasant.
Exactly. So I mean, I didn't. I was speechless when I came back, and especially the way that trip ended. Uh, man.
Oh yeah, yeah, we gonna get to that. That was the, that first trip really like set in stone. Like, we gotta do this every year now, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But I remember when y'all came here because I remember when you came up with mom when I first moved up here and y'all came to visit. You didn't go out west with us. You and Blake stayed back.
yeah.
All right,
I wasn't
so
about driving
yeah,
12 hours or however long it was, 13 hours, and then driving
bro,
another six or
I'm
seven.
not gonna lie to you. When I told them we were going to Mount Rushmore, in my mind, I don't know why I thought Mount Rushmore was closer than what it was because I had never been out there. But
Mm,
I thought like, oh, people in Sioux Falls go to Rushmore all the time, so it's got to be close. So I get to driving, and I'm like, well, I know it's this direction, but man, I don't see no signs for nothing. And then I saw the first sign that said Mount Rushmore is 630 some miles. I'm like, I mean 300 some miles. I'm like, oh shit.
yeah,
So we went out there. And I'm like, I'm glad. I see why he didn't want to come. So the whole time when y'all get it, I'm telling y'all, hey, look, the west side of the state ain't nothing like this side of the state. And y'all was like, what are you talking about, man? It's South Dakota. How can it be that different? And I'm like, no, I'm telling y'all, over here it's flat. There ain't no hills. It's it ain't nothing like out there. And you like, man, whatever, man. And as soon as we cross the river, because you was asleep, you wake up like, man, where the hell we at? Man, where we at? Because you see all these hills and valleys, and you got all these mule deer running around and pheasants crossing the road. You like, bro, we another state? Like, nah, bro,
Exactly.
we literally 3 hours west. That's it.
Exactly.
And
But that
but
trip definitely solidified that I was gonna keep doing it. You know
oh
what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like the way the I'll go. I guess we. I mean, I'll wait for you to get us to that point in
oh yeah.
when you want to talk about it. But the way it ended, man, uh, I came home and I was ready to come back.
Oh, you was hooked, man. Bro. I knew you was gonna be hooked. But shoot, let's hey, scratch it. Let's get to it. So hey, so this was back in what 2019? No, 2018.
2018. Let's see, 2018, 19, 21. Yeah, 2018,
Yeah,
2018,
2018. Yeah.
2017.
So yeah, 2018. Yeah, back in 2018. All right, so I invite my dad and brother up, come hunt. Boom. So again, I'm new to this. I don't know if we're gonna see nothing, but you know what? We hunting.
Yeah,
So we all break up. You go with Brody, use a Brody in the blind, and it was me and Cheapo. And our dad's nickname. We call him Cheapo.
yeah,
Y'all, he'll be on the podcast one day. But so me and Cheapo, we go to one of the box blinds, elevated box blind, and we're sitting up, and we don't see like it's dark, so we don't really can't see nothing anyways. But we hearing deer walk all underneath us, and he getting antsy already. Sun comes up, and there's a doe, literally like 5 yards in front of the blind, and Cheapo look over me, and go, man, if I had a brick, I bust on the head. you know, we ain't got to, we ain't even got to use no gun. We just bust in the back of the head with a brick. But it was the first day. I'm like, hey, we ain't getting no doe in the first day. So we hunt for antlers. It wasn't even, I want to say 15 minutes, and he freaks out. Oh crap! You see that over there? You see that? And I'm like, what are you looking at? And he points east, and I don't see nothing. So I get the binoculars, and I'm scanning the tree line, and all I see is like the tip of antlers on the ground. I'm like what is like? It's just and you see it, like you don't even know what it is. It could be a spike or whatever. Then it's like he heard me and he stood up, and that's when we saw Captain Hook.
yeah,
This is a buck that we had on the game cam. Ooh, probably 5 or 6 times. I'd sent you pictures of him before. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? And I was like, all right, this is definitely a deal we got to get. So after that, we had our mind made up. We wouldn't shoot anything else until we got this bad boy. I don't even think y'all saw anything that morning, did you?
Just that very first, that doe, the very first, like at daybreak.
Yeah. So other than that, it was nothing. So we all meet up at lunchtime, and if you ever in winter, you got to. It ain't called Little Fellers no more, but back then it was called Little Fellers. The gas station got the best chicken strips
Best chicken strips.
they anybody can ever have. So we go eat up, and we like, all right, how we gonna get this buck? So we figure out I'm gonna get a ground blind. We gonna shimmy our way down. Uh, I, I I bet you from that box blind it's probably like 150, 200 yards. So we clearly crawled until we got to like the edge of this drainage, or not drain, but the creek. Set the blind up there, right, like literally 70 yards from where we saw this buck, and we just sit there. And I don't even forgot where y'all set up at. Y'all
We were down in the creek.
down in the creek on the other side. All right. So we ain't saying nothing, not saying nothing. And then right around probably about 15 minutes before last light, this small spike comes running up the fence line. He literally basically starts shit with this buck with Captain Hook. And Captain Hook gets up out of his bed, chases him off. The little buck runs probably about 10, 15 yards, turns around, kind of snort wheezes at him, scrapes his feet, goes back towards him. Captain Hook then jumps the fence, runs him off, and as he pops back over the fence, boom, Cheapo lets out a shot. Boom, misses him. He don't move. Shoots again, misses him. He don't move.
Mm.
He then goes, I can't. He because he's nervous. He's shaking. He gives me the rifle. Boom, I put him down. And yes, I said rifle. This is before the dreaded archer days. This was literally this is literally a year after I started hunting. This is before the dreaded archer days. So gives me the rifle. Boom, put the shot on him. He's down. As we go to get him, a bigger buck comes running up. My tag is filled. Give the gun to Cheapo. He misses his shot again. Deer's gone. So we come get him. Then and we drove to the field, not knowing where y'all were. Drove to the field and basically ruined y'all hunt. We drove right past y'all.
Yeah.
So then y'all got out. We all went and got him, and of course, big buck. Everybody celebrating. Time to have a beer. Fast forward, the next like 3 days, we don't see nothing. It's like
No,
everything.
I didn't see anything. Y'all still did. That's why I was so pissed.
Oh no, yo, no. Next morning, I shoot a cold buck. It was a buck we had on the farm. He got had a bum leg. Antlers is all kind of janky. Boom, put him down that morning. The next morning. So the next day, third day, we don't see nothing. Fourth day, nothing. It's the last day. Last day. All right. So that morning, we kill a doe
Mm-hmm.
of that tree. We shot a doe. So we got to do that last morning. Nick still ain't got nothing yet. So we go to lunch the afternoon. Like, we just gonna put the blinds together. We're gonna sit down in the creek. I think we're gonna see something. So as you know, nothing's coming. It's like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock.
Exactly. You know,
Nothing.
tell it from my perspective.
Yeah.
At this point, um, 3 o'clock last day. I know. I remember just sitting in the blind. My dad and Trey in the blind by together, and I'm in the blind by myself, literally right beside them. There's Hudson. As the day keeps going on, I just keep getting mad. There's nobody to get mad at, but I just I just keep getting mad because everybody's gotten to shoot at a deer, at least shoot at one on this trip, except me. I hadn't even got to pull the trigger or anything. So I'm just getting upset. I'm getting hot. So I started texting Troy like he's texting me about next year. So it's really pissing me off. He's like, hey, next year we gonna set up better spots. We're gonna have more spots available for y'all to hunt in and all that stuff, whatever. And I'm
Ain't
like,
gonna be no next year if I don't get nothing.
I'm like, but I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back. Uh, so I texted him and I was like, no. That a doe comes up to the fence a little
No,
bit
it was a spike.
beside us that I missed. Remember?
No, that was a spike.
It was Spike. All right.
Yep.
Well, I shot at one and I blew up a fence post. Boom. Don't get it. So now I'm really hot because I had my chance and I blew it. So I'm real mad. So I texted him like, it's probably 5:15, and I'm like, let's just go, bro. Let's just go. Let's just get out the blinds. Let's just go. I'm done with it. It's over. So we go to get out, we go to get out of the blind, and we unzip them and we step out. And as soon as we step out, I look up and I see this doe standing there looking straight at us. So I tap Troy. I'm like, hey, give me the gun. Give me the gun. There's a doe right there. So I get the gun. I look up. I look in the scope. I can't see her in the scope. He's like, I can see her. Give me the gun back. So I give him the gun back, and it's right. He's about to shoot. Boom! This buck stands up, now known as Chip. Stands up, and I'm like, hey, there's a buck right there. Don't shoot. Boom! He shoots and puts the doe down on the ground. So I'm like, well, damn man, why you shoot, man? You messing up. You messed up my chance to kill that buck.
Yeah.
Because because he just I mean, he dropped with her. I mean, as soon as she dropped, he dropped too. Um, but he stood back up. So I was like, "Give me the gun back." And then, I mean, if you want to call it buck fever or I don't
The
know
leg,
what you want to call
the
it,
leg got the shaking. The leg got the shaking.
but I'm leaned up against the tree and my legs are just, I mean, shaking like a cold skeleton. I don't know what else. But boom, shot goes off, um, and I'm almost like 80% sure it's a miss. Whatever. So I immediately, we
He
immediately,
disappeared. He
yeah,
just,
he
just
just
like the
disappeared.
it was a gunshot and he was gone.
Exactly. So I think it's a miss. So we ride. I'm right. We get back. We go to the. We walk over to the gator, riding around. We had to go all the way back around because we couldn't cross the creek. Too much water in it. And sitting on the back of that gator, I just remember I made a video. As a matter of fact, I have it saved on my phone right now. It's a video, and I'm talking like I'm on like I'm on the Wildlife Channel, the Outdoor Channel, or something, or whatever. I'm like, oh man, just shot at my first deer, just shot at my first buck. I think I hit him. Like, I just remember making that video. But anyway, we get around to the field, and we see the first doe that Troy shot laid out there, and then I'm like, oh man, he gone. And we walk up a little bit more, and he's laying there, still he
Yo,
was
like
still alive.
to tell you how big this deer was, we saw antlers before we saw a deer body. We saw
Oh yeah,
antlers first.
for sure. And he kind of like raised up half body up on us, and then we put the finisher in him, obviously. Um, and then he started dragging, to drag him out.
But hold on, before you talk about the drag. First of all, to let you guys know, this had to be, and we never weighed him out, but I promise you, this was the fattest deer in the history of deer.
Yeah, he was big deer.
Like he
Like
was,
I say, 250,
you give him 250, man. I say about
maybe
three,
more.
about 315.
315 possibly. I say at least 250 though. At
Hey,
least 250 because when we started dragging him out, the dreaded archer didn't make it. The dreaded archer did not make it.
hey, I can tell you now because normally on the farm you put the deer down, you get the gator, you pull right up next to it, and you chunk them in the back. I ain't never had, up until then. I've never had to drag a deer out, but where the deer was shot, we couldn't get the gator in, nor the
Mhm.
truck. At the time, we didn't think we could get the truck in there, but we definitely can get the gator in there. And when we got the dragging that bad boy out, and we didn't get 20 yards, and man, my thighs got the burning, man. Cause and we not walking on level ground either because
Mm-mm.
this field, cows trek it up, it gets wet, they step in and it dries, so you got all these kind of dips and holes in it ever, so it's all uneven, and my legs get the burning. I'm talking about from the my thighs, my hamstrings, all that shit just burning. I'm like, hey, bro, we gotta take a break, man. I'm about to pass out.
That was the funniest thing ever. I wish I had a picture of your face right there, man. I could just see the distress.
And she was like, hey, man, you can't get that truck in here. So, hey, I instead of just dragging the deer out, I just run or light jog to the truck, get the truck, and I didn't think the gate was that we could get through. I thought it was all barbed wire, but there was actually a gate there. So got the fence stretcher, boom, open it up, get in there, and throw them in the back, and we on. We money. But man, hey, that deer right there. Yo,
Exactly. I need to find the picture of the head, like me holding just his head.
I think I got it.
The head was at least 50, 60 pounds by itself, and that is no
That's no joke.
exaggeration.
That's no joke right
No
there.
exaggeration. I mean, he was definitely a good old, mature. Uh, I mean, definitely the oldest buck I've killed. Even I mean, since I've been hunting still. Um,
And bro, his nose was so long. It was weird. His nose was long, and
all white,
and his face was black.
but his nose is white.
Yeah, nose was white, but his face was like black, which is. which is weird. But man, every time I come to your house and I see that mount, I'm like, man, my thighs get to burn. I was like, God, dog, boy. Hey, but you missed a part of the story that kind of put the wound in. You lost your job.
Oh my god! I said
Yeah,
it's you know how like they say you bury like old scars. Like you
yeah.
bury like that's like a barrier. Like I always forget that I got fired for that trip. Like I always forget that. Like I got fired. I got fired to come on that hunting trip, bro. That's like yeah, I have no choice but to keep hunting at this point.
Right. 'Cause I remember being in the hotel. You was like, "Yo, dude just fired me." I'm like, "What?" He was like, "He fired me." And at first, I thought you was fine with him. Like, "Oh well, he taking his well."
I
And
got no.
then,
I was fired before I came. Like
oh, but y'all was still talking back and forth.
yeah, yeah, like basically arguing about it. But like I'll go ahead and I put the story out there. All right. I was working for ESPN and Fox radio prior to what I do now. Doing that for about a year. In July, guys. In July. As y'all can tell, I'm still hurt by it. In July, I put in to be off for this hunt. All right. This is no last minute planning hunting trip. I put in July to be off for this hunt. Well, it comes around the time I just got into commentary. I started off with just doing a radio show, and then I started doing commentary on high school football games. It's high school playoff time. I go in. I remind my boss that it's time for this trip, but there's a playoff game on that Friday where I'm supposed to leave on Thursday, and he has an issue with it, obviously. But I put in to be off for this, months in advance. So in my mind, I'm going regardless. And he didn't like that, and so he terminated me and changed the locks to the building and had my all my office packed up sitting outside. But I still went on the trip. And I had a great time, and you see where we're at now. So, hey,
Oh, for sure, man. Because I remember you saying, "Man, love my guy. I got fired for this shit, man."
I got fired. I ain't gonna kill nothing.
But that trip was, what I'm saying, that was great. Then the next year, it is weird because it was just a year, but it's like we was clicking on all cylinders. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah,
That next year, because I mean, you and Cheapo hunted together that first morning, and I mean, I'm talking
and
check.
we hung together pretty much the whole week.
Yeah, that whole week. So check this out. So of course, you get out and you're blind before the sun come up, and I don't even I wasn't even hunting. I don't think I hunt. I sat in the truck at the top of the hill,
Hmm.
and I was just glassing, but I knew where y'all's blind was. Y'all, I kid y'all not. The sun, I mean, it had just I kind of dozed off a little bit, and it was like the sun had just came up. And I'm talking about as soon as the sun popped his head up, I said, "Dang, they ain't no time. They ain't no time. Like
I couldn't go for that.
they not waiting. You know what I'm saying? Just boom, gunshot." So I'm looking over where the blind is, and this thing I know, these cats is like out the blind. They are out the blind in probably about 15, 20 yards in front of the blind. And I see Nick pull the gun up again. I was like, dang, he knocked another one down. So of course I hop in the gator, boom, drive over there. Oh man, I shot a big buck, man. But he keep running. I said, well shit, you hit him with that 30, he dropped. He ain't hit nothing if he's still running. No, I hit him, man, because he was walking on top of the hill real slow and I shot him again. I'm like, nah, that 30 would have put him down. So we
Oh man.
searching. He getting mad because he like, man, I didn't ruin the morning hunt. I didn't shot it already. All the deer guard gone. Like we ain't seeing nothing. So I was like, man, how about we just go to the blind, hunt till about lunchtime to get out, and we'll keep on hunting. Go to the blind, 12 o'clock, well, probably 11:30. We started rolling out. They walking down the trail. Guess what's on the trail?
Yes,
The
sir.
deer.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just
he's
laying
laying
there.
right. He's laying right on the trail. So I was like, well, dang, that made it easy. Do the joker on the back of the gator. Boom, hang him up. We go to lunch. The afternoon, him and Cheapo go back to that same blind. So me and Birdie, we want to go hunt on the north side of the farm. So we hop in the truck, and as we're driving down the road, we see a deer right in front of the blind that we about to get to. So I'm like, oh yeah, Birdie, we finna get him. So get out the truck. We kind of make our way around the what you call it, the hay bales. We see him, and then I hear, er, er, and then I hear some antlers rattle.
Yes,
Well,
sir.
Nick got a set of antlers. Nick got a set of black racks in the blind. Hear a set of antlers rattle, and then I look for the deer. He makes a beeline right towards the blind, and I'm talking as soon as this deer crosses over into that field. I'm like, we just got back from lunch. We just got back from lunch. Boom, nice 8 point on the ground. Dad shot him. I said, man, we were just about to get that deer. It was like, hey, man, hey, we got to the blind first. They
I'll
literally,
never forget that because there was a doe. There was a doe sitting in that tree line in that little tree grove right there, or whatever. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get that doe to come out here, and I'm gonna get that doe to come out here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and take her out real quick." Like, and then I was looking at my binoculars, and I saw that book across the way in that field way,
bro, he had to have been 100 yards away from y'all.
and I was like, "Oh,
Probably
why?"
more than that.
YouTube is really not good for young for young hunters. All right, that's all I gotta say because that probably would never work. That probably never works because I didn't even sound like a deer at that point. Just trying to make it so loud that he
Yeah,
would be.
you just blowing into the grunt. Just, I'm like, what's he doing? And then I heard, and
I'm telling you,
bro, it's textbook. Like if you were gonna write a book on how to call in a buck, and you were to play this, or not a book, but do a video, and you played him grunting and then rattling the antlers, and then the deer come running in, it's textbook. Like this is how you do it.
this is how
He
you do
came,
it,
he came right in, and he wasn't in that field 10 seconds. Boom, put down, game over with.
and that's what I that 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 kill was so savage too. And I that kill was so savage because the call and then it comes across, and then my dad he's sitting on the outside, right? If the field's the inside, that's where I'm sitting. He's sitting on the outside, but he's doing shooting. All right, so I'm like lean back. You know what I'm saying? Like lean back in the blind because I mean we're big guys. You know what I'm saying? Like we feeling this blind up.
Right,
So I'm like leaned up, I'm like leaned back in the blind. He can't even use the stick to shoot, so he's just holding the rifle.
free
I'm
hand.
leaned back in the blind, and he freaking shoots. Boom! First shot goes through both elbows of this, not his shoulders, both elbows. I don't even know if we call that elbows on the deer, but if deer had elbows,
Yeah, elbows. They beat the elbows.
went through both elbows or kneecaps, whatever you want to call it. And this deer is like, I mean, they're survivors. You know what I'm saying? He's fighting for his life at this moment, and I'm just like, hey man, we got to get out. We got to get out the blind. We got to get out there. We can't let him just run around in this semicircle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Forever. Um, so we go. We're about to get out, and then we notice, damn, that doe that was standing in the tree line is now like checking on him. Like,
yeah.
like coming out there to check on him, whatever. And he's like, "Oh, I'm shooting this one too." So I'm like, "Okay, do your thing." So I sit back down, I lean back again, and he's freehanding it, and boom, and explodes the barbed wire fence that's right beside us. I mean, it explodes. It comes into the blind, like it whips into the blind, or whatever. We in there, like, uh, hunter safety all out the window, like, like fighting for our lives in that blind. So we finally get out of the blind, and we go out there, man. This thing's struggling, man. Like this deer is struggling. So, you know me, I'm always in the blind with the sidearm. Number one rule for me: never go to the blind without the side off. So I'm just like, I'm just gonna run out there and just, pistol whip it in the head or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta end this. We gotta end this or whatever. He's like, no, don't worry about it. I got it. Boom. Not lethal. The shot was not lethal, guys. Like, this deer is still alive. I'm just like, man, walk up on this deer. He's like, oh, it's not gonna jump up on me. And I'm like, it don't got no legs. It's not gonna jump up on you. It ain't got no legs. But anyway, he finally, puts the finisher in him. And man, I would like to hunt that. I mean, that spot this year
that
again.
that spot. I'm gonna tell you when we were putting up ground blinds, I was like, I'm gonna put a blind right here in this corner, and then I second guess myself like I always do. I'm like, nah, we had a game camera over there. We didn't see anything over there. I'm like, nah. But every single day this year that there was that one big buck was over there. He stayed over there, and we never made a move on him. Um, and he just kind of danced around between the tree grows, but stayed far enough not to get shot. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But that spot is definitely a spot where there will be an elevated blind there next year for sure. Like
Man, that's a good
it,
spot.
it's gonna be there. Like it's got to because it's too much traffic that comes through there now.
Exactly.
And but who knows? I mean, this year I think it there was no corn in it. But this year it was just prairie grass or whatever. But I'm sure next year, Bruce will put I don't know I don't know if I don't know he's never done corn there, but he'll have like either cane or some cover crop, which will have like turnips and stuff. If he put the turnips and stuff in there, that's gonna be money.
Yeah.
That's gonna be money. But hopefully we get this food plot stuff figured out and they'll change the game.
Exactly, man. But we can't act like every trip has been all rainbows and sunshine.
Oh no, third year we got ghosted, man. We got ghosted third year. I think did no one killed anything that third
Not
year.
while we were there. Not while we were there. Not that first week.
No, nope, nope, nope. I shot a buck in that big field.
Well, while we were there,
Yeah.
I guess I don't remember.
Remember what you call it? We were in the big field on top that's to the west. I mean to the east, under that tree.
Okay, yeah, I kind of remember now. I
Yeah.
kind of remember.
Cause I still got the head in my freezer. I got to take to the taxidermy. But yeah,
God, dog, boy.
mind you, I have three deep freezers. So one is solely for the deer that I got to take to the taxidermy. I got a deer in there, and I got a turkey that I need to go. I need to take both of them to the taxidermy.
It just froze.
And that turkey been there 3 years.
Man,
I'm slacking, man.
it's lacking hardcore, for sure. But this year's trip was a really good trip, bro. First
Oh
of
yeah,
all, I always wanted to hunt in the cold, like the legitimate cold.
yeah. Cause we've got to mention that because y'all have gotten lucky the last 3 years where it's been 50, 60 degrees.
Yeah,
You know what
for
I'm
sure.
saying? This year, first day, like 5 degrees and snow.
Exactly. And I thought I thought I was prepared for it. I thought I was prepared for it, but I was not. All right. That first morning was legit the most miserable I've ever been. Um, in a situation where I could do something about it, and I was choosing to be in it. You know what I'm saying? I was
Yeah.
I was like 20 minutes in, my feet were like somebody had needles just poking my toes. And then my fingers, I was done. All right, I was done. And I'll admit, right here live on podcast, I went right to the store after we got out of the blind that first morning and bought me a free plug right here, a little buddy
Little
heater,
buddy.
a little buddy heater. And me and me and little buddy, he had us a good week after that.
Hey, bro, so we used a little buddy after y'all left. I'm like, man, this ain't gonna work. Man, we had that thing going, get that thing got the rolling. I said, whoo, it's kind of hot in here. And I did what you did. I thought I was like, it's kind of warm, but it ain't that warm. Then I stepped outside the blind. I said, "Oh
Mhm.
no, it's definitely what it's supposed to be. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to do."
Exactly. I mean, it
Hey,
was
like shout out to little buddy.
that little buddy. But man, I don't know if I I don't know if I could have made it.
Never would have made it.
Exactly. Because I even brought my bow, uh, with the intentions of getting in the tree stand one day. But
Yeah.
after that first day, I was
Nope.
like, "No, there's no I'm not it's not even coming out the case." Like
Hey, I did that last year. I tried to brave it out. Like, you know what? It's late season. We had this like winter vortex come through. It was like, I mean, I bet you it was like negative 5 or 6 degrees. I still got the screenshot on my phone. And I went out, got in a tree stand, and after about 15 minutes, I mean, I was bundled up, like had the toe warmers and the little heated suit and all that. I'm like, "Oh, I'm good, bro. You ain't, we not supposed to hunt in that weather. We ain't built like that no more. We not built like that."
the wind
After
it cuts you like a knife.
I'm telling you, bro, and after about I say about 30 minutes in, I'm like, mind you, I drove 2.5 hours to get to the stand. After about 30 minutes, I'm like, this ain't even worth it. And I was walking back to my car, and as I'm walking back, this doe walks out on the trail, and she's not even paying me any attention. I'm probably about 40 yards from her. And I go to knock an arrow, and I'm like, if I shoot this arrow and I knock her down, now I gotta field dress her and then drag her back to the car in this weather. And I let her make it. I let her make it, man. I was like, it ain't
Life
even worth
decision.
it ain't even worth it, man. It's I can't. And I actually got a video I posted on Instagram, and you can see I got snot all in my nose, and it's not just looking bad, man.
Just barely making it, bro.
Bro, barely make it. Like we are not built like that no more. So if you're not hunting in like a box blind when it's -6 degrees, don't try to be like me and brave it out and hunt a tree stand because it ain't happening, man. Unless you built like that. And I can tell you, the dreaded archer is not at this point.
I'm not even built to attempt it. So I will
Man,
I'm not even
man. But hey, so you get into hunting. Now I get you into hunting, and then that summer, I invite you guys to tack, bro.
Yeah,
I don't even well, I don't even know what was. Well, I think I initially invite you to come film it, and then it was like, nah, man, I want to shoot. I want to shoot in this thing.
yeah,
So uh, got I had thought I remember talking to you like, hey, so this is my first year doing this thing. As you call it. So I don't know you know what to expect, but you do need to shoot. You got to shoot, bro, because there's gonna be some crazy shots from what I've been reading. Mind you, never been there before.
yeah.
I'm thinking this cat been at the house shooting. Nope. They show up. Hey man, where that bow at? It's in the box. Let's go out in the backyard and shoot. So we're trying to before we hit the road and drive out to Rapid City. Me and Rex are giving him a crash course on how to shoot a bow.
Yeah.
so, so what what got you to like realize like not realize, but what made you like say like I'm gonna do this thing. I'm going out here green. Like greens can get.
Because all right, so I'll always, I've never been a like over preparer, I guess. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say I've come into all my events and all my things in life under prepared, but I'm definitely not gonna be over prepared. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm either gonna know pretty much what I'm doing, or it's something I feel like I can figure out along the way. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And I felt like shooting the bow was something that I could figure out pretty much along the way, um, as I was doing it. Because sometimes you watch people do something and you like,
You gotta pick it up real quick.
or you watch it and you just like, man, that can't be that difficult.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'll get to that being completely wrong here in a second. But you look at people doing something, you're like, man, it can't be that difficult. You pull the string back and you shoot. You know what I'm saying? You pull the string back and you let it go. Like it can't be that hard. Like I can definitely figure this out on the fly. Granted, I'm not knowing anything about draw length. I'm not knowing anything about how long my arrows need to be. What type of bow I need. I didn't know anything about poundage. I thought everybody was pulling back the same. I didn't know any of
Yeah.
that. So I'm just like, shit. I could probably just walk around with Trey and he shoot, hand me his bow, I shoot. Like what? Like that'll work. So when I got there, and we get in the backyard, as y'all explaining it to me, like I'm not gonna lie, like I was like, damn, like I might have bit off more than I can chew. Like it's like you shoot your bow left, right handed, and I was like,
Uh,
I
right-handed?
don't know. So, uh, but after I say probably 5 or 6 shots in your backyard, I was right back on this train. Like, yeah, I can figure this out.
Yeah, I was shocked. After, like, the first one, I was like, "Ooh, shit, this ain't gonna be good." But then after, like, the second shot, I'm like, "Oh, okay, he getting better." And the third shot, it was like, okay, fourth shot on the money, fifth shot on the money. I'm like, shit, he picked this shit up real quick.
Yeah, I was like, I think I probably can do this. Um,
Mind you, his draw length is what, 31 and a half?
yeah, 31 and a half.
31 and a half. Well, I guess you gotta say 32. I don't think they make half length. Yeah, 32 or 30. Yeah, say
No, well,
31.
yeah,
Yeah, 31. We'll say 31. Alright, so I'm at the time I just bought a Matthews V3. That's my baby. But my first bow was a Mission Hammer. Love it to death. Still got it. Love it. It only go up to I think what
it was
29.
like 28 or 29.
Yeah, 28. Yeah, 28, 29 draw length. He's like I said, he needed 30, 31. He's shooting his bow with. I mean, it's barely enough where he can get a good respite. The kisser button is not even close to his face at all, and he's shooting like damn good. So we just we good. So after about 5 6 shots, we load the carpet. We head out to tack, and man, that weekend was. I think that week, like I had already was in love with archery, but I think that weekend right there, just like I was head over heels for after that weekend.
Yeah, shout out Total Archery Challenge because it was like everybody was so accepting of me being like a beginner.
Yeah.
And I think that's where actually I am a owner of a bow. Shout out Courage Warrior. You know,
Hey, some of the well, I'm gonna say all of the dreaded archer listeners, they know about the Courage Warrior, man. They know about it.
yeah. Shout out to the Courage Warrior. I am a bow owner now, but no, everybody at Tech, they were just so welcoming, man. Open arms to the new guy, I guess you could say. Um, I guess it was a bad thing that it was so obvious that I was the new guy. But everybody it was always a tip, if somebody was giving me a tip or a pointer on what I should be doing better. If somebody saw me shooting on the range and then saw me later in the day, like, oh man, how'd you shoot? Uh, you know, oh yeah, next time, do this, do this. What course you doing tomorrow? Are you doing this course? I did that one today. Let me tell you about that.
Yeah.
So the archery community, they really embraced me in, um, and I wasn't expecting that.
No,
Uh,
I wasn't expecting it either because I mean that was my first time going out there because the year before I tried to get in and tickets were sold out
yeah,
and so we were all out there kind of just like you know wide eyed like man look at like this is a lot a lot to take in and then the elephants in the room like man I wonder how many black folks gonna be out there.
yeah, for sure.
Yep, it was like, "Oh, I think we did." And but, you didn't feel out of place. Everybody was just like, "Hey, man, like, what you shooting? What bow you shooting? What course you shooting? Where you from? How long you been shooting?" And you sit there and you're talking to people that you just met, and it feel like you've known them for years.
Oh yeah,
And then and you just mentioned it earlier, but you would see somebody, what I'm saying, getting a cup of coffee and they, oh yeah, I just got done shooting this course, da 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 da. And then you see them later on in the afternoon, 7 8 o'clock at night. Hey man, how you shoot? And they know your name.
yeah,
Hey Nick, hey Trey, how y'all shoot? Oh man, I lost. How many arrows you lose? Man, I lost about 5 or 6 on the course. Hey, ain't bad, man. Here I lost 10. And
exactly.
it's just and no one's there like, oh, talking shit to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you lost 10 arrows. Oh, you shouldn't be out here. Not like none of that shit. It's all just welcoming and bro. Tack was just amazing, man. But
It
when
was.
we when we got up on the mountain the first time, man, like, what was your thought?
Well,
Like,
if you remember,
that first target.
if you remember, uh, we come outside that morning at the cabin. Everybody's wearing shorts, short sleeve shirts. Well, I had on a long sleeve shirt, but like athletic.
It was like 60.
Yeah,
It was
like
60
60
at the
degree. It
cabin.
was sunshine, everything. Beautiful cabin too, by the way, guys. Everything's great. It's a great morning. Bang, drink the Bang energies. Everybody ready. We ready to go. We get up there, and as we're going up the ski lift, it's like the weather starts changing, like midway up the ski lift, and it's kind of raining. It's foggy, and it's about 30 degrees, and
Yep.
the wind is blowing. So I'm like, man, what the hell going on? We don't have it. We're not ready for this first day. Like we don't have
No
anything.
rain, no raincoat, no nothing, no
Nothing.
jackets, nothing. I'm in
Nothing.
shorts.
Exactly. So we get out, we get off or whatever, and there's just like groups, like they're just bundled up, like everybody just bundled up talking, whatever. I'm like, what's going on? So we walk over where we're supposed to go to the first target, and everybody's sitting there like, there's no first target, and we're like, what? And everybody's looking through their binoculars and everything like that, and there's no first target. It's so foggy up there,
You
you
can't even
can't
see
see it.
it.
It's supposed to be a 40-yard shot. All right, and it ended up being what was it, a hog, like a hog target or
Yeah,
something
a
like
little
that.
javelina.
Yeah. So somebody walks down there and they're like, okay, yeah, it's here. And so everybody just gets a bright idea that, yeah, we're just gonna shoot it.
Just
Like we're just gonna
shoot in
shoot
that
at it.
direction.
Yeah, we're just gonna shoot at it.
'Cause all you can see like a little silhouette of a javelina. It's like a little silhouette. Like, yeah, all right, that's it right there. Yeah, that didn't go well at all.
So everybody starts shooting at it. And I'm just like, man, whatever. So I have uh, a lighted knot on my heat that Trey giving me. All right, so I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna shoot at it too. Everybody else shooting at it, so I shoot at it, and boom, I hit the first target in the fog. I'm like, okay, I got something going here. All right, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm good at this shit. Look at all these people who've been doing this for years, shooting over the top of it, crashing into the rocks behind it. I hit it, so I'm that guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready. Like I'm on cloud nine. We get to the very next target, and I knock my arrow, put it put my release on the line. I go to pull back, and Trey goes, "Hey, watch out! Your fingers on the trigger." And I pull it back, and the arrow just goes,
It just goes into oblivion.
and all you see is that red lighted knot just flying through the fog, and it just goes and goes. It just goes.
Luckily, he was going towards that gold mine and he digging out there.
Golly, man. So then I'm kind of like, ah. And then that day I went on to lose probably a dozen, or if not more arrows.
Yeah, it was
Um,
about a dozen.
but it was fun though, and I was ready for the next day. Like, I was
Oh
ready to go
yeah.
get some more arrows and come back out there the next day. So,
Oh,
Tack, if you've never been, I advise everybody, like everybody that I talk to, I advise you need to go at least one time and just check it out.
oh, definitely, man, dude. And the thing is, it's growing, man. It's even the one because I haven't been to any other ones around the country, but like the South Dakota Tech from the first year we went to this year, dude, the number of people that was out there was just crazy, man.
Yeah, for sure.
And I can only imagine what it's gonna be like this year. Like I know, like it took us. It was a challenge trying to get even to get a ticket. You know what I'm saying? So this year we got to be on it because I know I've been talking it up on the podcast when I'm out moving around town or going around the state talking. I'm talking about tech, and I'm getting more and more people, interested in it. So I know it's gonna be a challenge trying to get in.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a challenge, but it's gonna be. I mean, the more people, the merrier for me.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, for sure.
I love it. I love the camaraderie. I love how many people we meet. I love the stories you hear. I love seeing the vendors that we saw the previous years. Still coming back. We're coming back with new stuff or whatever it is. I mean, the event is crazy. The inside, the raffles, the giveaways. I mean, they do it
Dude,
up.
I'm gonna win something one year, man. I'm gonna win something.
I
I
feel
ain't
like
got nothing yet. I ain't got a phone call yet.
That's the
But
thing about the raffles. It's I feel like you always win them or you never win them.
yeah, I know one guy. He happened to win a whole bunch of raffles and giveaways, man. Shit,
That's great.
right? But man, hey, so one person we haven't mentioned, what I'm saying, that's been on these archery crusade with us, man, is the the legendary Rex Allen, man. Rex Allen Hayes, bro. So Rex came out there with you and helped you get, this. For you guys don't know, this year was his first year actually going out and deer hunting, with his bow, archery hunting.
Exactly. First year in the
Re-
archery game.
Bro, Rex came out and what you call it, helped you get set up and everything, bro. Like, how was that being out there with him and getting his knowledge? Because it's crazy.
Okay, first of all, shout out Rex Hayes. I want to tell y'all about me meeting Rex first. All right, before we even get into this, like, we've been super tight ever since then. All right, so Rex and Trey are boys. They're roommates in college, all that stuff or whatever. Well, I'm going to SMU, and I would just come home randomly, on a weekend or whatever. Well, they were duck hunting closer to Texarkana, I guess, than Magnolia. So they were home. They were staying at mom. So I come home. I get there like 11:30 midnight, somewhere in there, late. And I walk into the house and I'm like, man, whose truck is this parked out here? Or whatever. And I walk into the house. It wasn't no matter of fact, it wasn't a truck. It was a car.
Yeah,
It was a
it was
car.
the Grand Prix,
Yeah, yeah, it was a car.
the Grand Prix.
I'm like, whose car is this parked out here? Whatever. So whatever. Walk up, unlock the door, and I walk in. And I walk into y'all, I kid y'all not, the biggest damn dog I ever seen in my. We didn't have a dog inside. You know,
Oh, yeah,
it's
oh Wooly.
the biggest damn dog, man. Walk in there, so I'm like, man, what the hell going on? So I immediately, boom, I dip out, I dip out, I dip back outside. I had met Rex before. So he comes up and he's like, "Oh, Willie, get back!" You know what I'm saying? Whatever. He's like, "Oh, what's up, Nick? Man, this is my dog Willie. He's harmless. He's harmless or whatever." I'm like, hey, he
That
got teeth.
that thing that thing's a killer.
Hey, he got teeth, don't he? Yeah, he ain't harmless. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, "No, he's harmless. He's harmless." Well, Trey is asleep on my bed or whatever. So I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm just gonna sleep out here. I'm just gonna sleep out here in the living room, or whatever. So I ended up staying up with Rex, who obviously doesn't sleep.
No, he don't sleep at all.
He stays up the entire night, just chopping it up. Yeah, we just like we've been knowing each other for forever. You know what I'm saying? So we just chop it up. So they go hunting the next morning. They don't kill anything but a neutral rat or something
Yep.
like that.
Yep.
Something weird.
A neutral rat.
Yeah, they kill something weird. So I come outside and he's like, "Yeah, we didn't get any ducks this morning or anything like that or whatever. But they got this neutral rat or whatever." He starts skinning it, and I'm like, what you skin? Like, what you gonna do with that or whatever? And he's like, what you mean? What I'm gonna do with it?
You gonna eat that bad boy?
What you mean? What I'm gonna do with it or whatever? And I was like, man, hey, I can mess with you, bro. You like I can mess with you, man. And so we've been kicking it ever since. And he came up to TAC in that first year.
Yep.
First days there, he actually won something
Yeah,
while we
he
were
won.
there.
He won the Bear Traditional Archery Contest.
Yeah. So uh anytime I can give a Rex, I always try to. He's a good dude. But he hit me up and he was like, "Hey, it's gonna be your first year with your bow. Um, I'm gonna be in Texarkana. If you got time, I'd like to go out with you. I'd like to go out there to the farm with you and help you get set up." So I'm like, "Okay, cool, whatever." I'm not even thinking like what it's really gonna take to get me set up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we go out there and we moving ladder stands uh to better spots. Spots he felt like would be a lot of traffic areas and stuff like that.
Like pinch points and
Yeah,
ridges.
ratchet strapping them up to the trees, um, and he's showing me the ropes. Like I can confidently do it all at this point. Put my feeders up, put my cameras up. Uh, how often I should check my cameras. Um, where I should position the cameras, where I should put my feeders. What kind of feed I should be putting in there. He had me a little mixture of some rice bran and some corn and stuff he made up. that we put in my feeders for the first time. He's like, "This will get them here," and then just the corn will keep them here. So stuff like that. I mean, you've hunted the farm before.
Yep.
Um, I mean, we rarely saw deer out there on the farm. We see a few doe here and there, maybe a buck every 3 years. Something like that on the farm. This year, just on the camera alone, we had a group of like 6 or 7 like nice bucks,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
uh, just traveling through the farm in packs, and they've stayed around. Like we still got them on camera. The buck that I've actually took a shot at this year and hit is wounded, but he's still good. He's still kicking, and he's walking around still on the farm on the camera right now. Uh, but no, just having Rex come out there, man, and spit his knowledge to me and show me the ropes and get me set up, kind of take like stepping in place of what you would have done
Yep.
if you were down here. Man, it was the best. It meant a lot to me. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully, I can return the favor one day with some of my newfound knowledge that I got. Uh, you know,
Exactly, man. Hey, dude, Rex, man, that dude, that's he gets a wild hair. He'll call him like, "Hey, man, I got this idea," and dude, we'll be on the phone for 2, 3 hours, man, just talking about a spot that he saw. He saw it on the map. He went and put boots on the ground, and like, what you think about it? And I'm like, man, my knowledge is very. I'm learning. I'm still learning. I got very little knowledge, but you know, I pick up stuff when I hear, you hear stuff on TV and YouTube. So I'm like, oh, I would do this, man. Hunt this ridge because the thermals, and I think I know what I'm talking about, and I can tell he was like, bro, you know what the hell you talking about, but but you know what I'm saying, but he like, oh, I mean, I'll try this. I'm like, oh, or hey, man, find some acorns. You know what I'm saying? They might not be coming in the corn, this, that, and the third, but dude, he's super knowledgeable about stuff, man. And bro, I'll never forget that one time we all went out to Suffer River, man,
oh man,
and we was hunting, bro. Hey, that will forever be known as the all purpose trip, man. Cause hey, my it was my first deer hunt, but it was like the first one where we like with Rex, and I'm out there in a camouflage jacket, camouflage pants, and some slip resistant work shoes. So anybody that work in the fast food industry know those black Skechers that help you in back in the kitchen, the restaurant is wet, so keep you from slipping. These we call them all purpose. I did everything in these shoes because I had no use for them anymore. So I just like, well, I ain't got no hunting boots. I'm gonna wear these all purpose. And man, I'm out there in these basically like church shoes, really.
yeah,
After hunting, and you know what I'm saying, we hunt public land, and all we got is a shotgun. We don't got a rifle. We got a shotgun with some buckshot, and there's a deer probably like 200 yards, probably 100 yards from us. There was no way we was gonna get him, but somehow that deer knew we were there. He took off into the other field, and he just got shot by probably like 5 or 6 hunters over.
yeah, for
It was,
sure.
but that trip, man, was fun. We just ended up just walking through the woods, you know what I'm saying, talking, and just like I don't know, it was just like a cool bonding moment, man. And Rex has been family friend, since then. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah, that trip for me was, I guess that was kind of like really my first hunting experience.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that was your first time you
Yeah,
went out. Yeah, been out deer hunting.
and now thinking like now knowing what I know about public land, that was like the dumbest thing we've ever
That
done.
was the dumbest.
That was the dumbest thing we've ever done. We're just walking around in this public land, just
no orange, no
no,
orange on at all. Rifle season, and we just walking and talking, man. But
even
hey,
shot at a deer like while we
yeah,
were
we
walking.
shot at a doe.
Yeah,
But hey, man, that's the stuff that that's the whole reason we hunt, man, for these stories, man. That when we, 10, 15, 20 years from now, when we sit in the lodge and we, you know, old men talking, we're gonna talk about, man, that time we was walking around public land with no orange on.
bro.
Th- we even walked up on the cat. He had his ground blind. We walked right past him, like, hey, what's up? And kept
Yeah,
on trucking.
he had this little smoke,
Yep, yep, ruined his hunting everything.
yeah, man, that was dumb. But hey, like you said, it's these type of stories, man, that make hunting that much more fulfilling. You know what I'm saying? Because we can sit back and you know whether you kill a deer or not, you've got the story. You know, you got the
Exactly.
experience. Um, and I love every hunting experience I've had so far, good or bad. I love it. You know what I'm
Always,
saying? And
man.
that's where I'm at with the hunting game right now for sure.
So you got two little girls, man,
Hmm.
and love them to death, man. Just it's weird that I've been an uncle because our sister, she got little Addie, you know what I'm saying. So
Hmm.
I've been an uncle, but then you know what I'm saying, you give a Brooke, she already has a P girl, and then you get then you have little Nora, and I'm like, damn, I got three nieces. I'm an uncle, man.
Yeah,
But it's just, to me, I'm still trying to get over being an uncle because I'm Uncle Trey. I'm the old uncle.
exactly.
But
It's weird for me too, though. I'm not gonna
yeah,
lie. It's weird for me too. Even like with Macy especially, which is crazy because she's the first. She made
shoot,
me an uncle.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But whenever I see her now, especially her getting older, whenever she's
exact,
like Uncle Nick, I'm like, who you talking to?
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, who you talking to or whatever. But it gets crazy, man. But no, Presley and Nora, uh, my two little girls, got one 6 year old that's Presley, and then Nora is one. She'll be 2 in May. Um, it's been crazy. It's
So
been crazy.
are you getting gearing up to introduce? Are you gonna introduce them in the hunting or
Well,
are,
Presley is beating down the door to the blind right now. She's beating down the door. She wants to go every single time. Her mom is not okay with it. She's more nervous than anything. Uh,
yeah,
because Presley's like a spur of the moment kid. Like she wants to do, like you know what I mean. Like she wants to do it right now. And hunting, obviously, you don't know. It's
yeah, you
not.
don't
It's
know.
not. It's not something that I can guarantee you we're gonna go out there and what she says is catch a deer, which is my biggest worry of taking her. Because she's still saying catch a deer. And baby girl, we ain't going out there to catch nothing.
Ain't nothing
You
getting caught.
know?
ain't nothing ain't nothing getting caught.
Exactly. So that's my biggest worry of it is that I don't want to ruin it for her because she loves deer meat, right? She loves looking at the pictures of the deer on the deer camera. She loves hearing me talk about, going to hunt, what happened on the hunt, and she likes to see the ending process of it.
Yeah,
Um,
bring that meat home.
exactly. But I don't think she doesn't realize yet. Uh,
What goes into it?
yeah, she doesn't realize that. Like, I think if she's out there with me and I get one with a bow, it would be a little different. Uh, but with the rifle, because sometimes it gets messy.
Yeah.
Sometimes it gets messy, and if it's just not that clean shot, then we gotta walk up on it, and, you know.
Well, I think at that point, if you see it happen, then you gotta be like, "Hey, you sit here, and then I'll come back and get you."
Yeah, it says a lot, but I want them to do it. I wish I would have grew up hunting at this point. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Like the way I feel about hunting now, I wish I would have grew up doing that. And then that's also just something that we can do together,
yeah, right,
right? You know what I'm saying? Like Presley right now, I mean, she does it all. She plays the sports. She's in the dance. She's in the gymnastics. You know what I'm saying? She does it all. But I don't know about gymnastics.
right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know nothing about dance. So it's just like yeah, I'm supporting you in it. I'm there. I'm watching you do it and stuff like that. But I'm not actually doing it with you. Now post COVID, we can't even go into the studio. So they practice just with the coach.
Oh
And
wow.
we only see him at recital. We only see them dance at the recitals and stuff like that too. So he's like hunting would be something that I would be able to do with her, and then obviously when Nora's of age, it would be something I'd be able to do with her. That would be like our thing.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So I think there's a few reasons why I will be introducing hunting. But if they don't like it, it's not gonna be like, oh, you're gonna be in that stand at 5:30. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Like, I will never be that. But if they enjoy it and they want to keep doing it, they definitely is a spot beside me in the blind for sure.
Oh, for sure. Hey man, I know Addie. She always talked about it. And when I kind of come to South Dakota, I'm like, I know you definitely ain't gonna want to see nothing like that. She gonna be mad. Y'all, you killed that deer, Uncle Trey, and then
Exactly.
I'll be the bad uncle. So like, nah. But in to kind of slow roll them into it. I know Nora's a little young now, but Presley, they got those games. Little, I think you put your phone on it, or you put it to hook it to the TV, and you hook your phone on it, and then she can pull the bow back. It's like a simulator. You
Oh
can
yeah, I've
hunt
seen that. I've seen
at,
that.
at home. So I would slowly get one of those and introduce her to it, because then she could really see what happens. I don't know if the game is like arrow hits and it's blood everywhere, nothing like that. But at least she'll see, okay, oh, when I let this arrow go and I hit, the deer gonna drop, and that's what's supposed to happen.
Exactly. And when we are walking through academy, and she sees like the trainer bows, like the starter bows, she wants one. She wants one.
Man, get her
So
one, man. I forgot the one that I got Macy. It was an orange one, but
yeah, it's still there.
yeah, it's still here. It's still here. I forgot what it's called, but it's just a little. It's not I wouldn't call it. I guess you can call it a compound bow, but it didn't. You can't adjust the poundage, but it's more like a little trainer bow. And she shot the Joker for a little bit, and then she was like, I'm done with this." Yeah, she was done with it. But anytime whenever she comes visit, we go out to the range, and I'll rent a bow, I'll rent a compound, and she'll shoot the hell out of it. And she's like, I kind of want to do this, but I don't think she want to hunt. I think she just want to shoot target,
Yeah, which
which
is
is just
fine too.
which is fine too. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't meant to hunt, but you never know. She might get into target shooting and then decide, you know what, I want to shoot a deer. And what better hunter would be someone who was on the target side and then switched over to hunting? Because now you a sharpshooter on the target, you'll be a sharpshooter on a deer because that deer is way bigger than that target is.
Exactly. Um, I know a lot of people I read and I see the videos. You know, a lot of people bow hunters versus target shooters and things like that. But I'm a guy. I enjoy both. I enjoy both
Yeah, both of them.
almost just the same. The
Shoot.
only reason I think I like hunting more than shooting target is because when I hit something out there in the field, now that's now mine.
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying? Like that, it's like that trophy. With for a lot of people, the antlers are the trophy. Uh, but to me, the trophy is the meat. The trophy is the experience. The trophy
yep,
is, uh, I can get a lot more out of that, than just antlers. Um, but I think speaking back just like to that competitive nature and that athleticism and the athletic side of us, um, why do we want to be the best? Because we want that award. We want our team to be the best because we want to win that championship. We want to win that ring or whatever it is. We want that trophy
right,
at the end of the day. And I think that's why I kind of favor more towards the hunting side other than the target side, just because I want that end goal.
right.
Now we get out there shooting. If we really started shooting target and we were shooting for that check,
That's different.
at the end of the tournament, I might, hey,
Hey,
I might start, leaning more towards the target side.
hey, I know when I did last February when I did that the Rushmore Rumble, it was like my first shoot. So I went into it. I know I'm not gonna win. I was like, I'm not as good as none of these guys. I can have a good time and get some experience. But I could tell the guys that was there that knew they were gonna win because they didn't want to talk to nobody. Hey, look here,
Hmm.
bro. I'm here to win this money. Don't say nothing to me. I don't care where you're from. I don't care what you're shooting. Don't ask me what I'm shooting. You
Yeah,
see what I'm shooting? Leave me alone. So I had to make friends with the guys that was like me. Shit, I'm just here to have a good time, man. We just got out of COVID. I'm just trying to have a good time.
just trying to have a good time, man. Just trying. To
That's
have a
it, man.
good
I'm here to have a good time, man. Eat a couple hot dogs, man. Drink a couple beers and be good. That's it.
That's it.
But man, this season is almost coming to an end, man, which is crazy because we prep all year long for it seemed like a couple weeks. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I mean, archery season goes well in South Dakota. It goes from September 2nd to January 1st. You know what I'm saying? Arkansas, I think you guys go to what, February?
February. Yeah,
Yeah, so we still got a little bit of time, but it feels like so much like it kind of sucks that hunting season is like right during the holidays because like you trying to find time to hunt, you trying to find time to spend with your family, and it seems like all these different events come up, and you end up like, dang, I only been out like a handful of times.
Yeah,
But
that's
yeah, go
what's
ahead.
I was about to say that that's how I feel outside of coming up to South Dakota like that planned week hunt. Other than that, it's been kind of tough for me to even get out in the stand. Like just being so just like the hunting area being so close to home. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you can't really say like, oh, I'm out here. I'm just gonna be out here hunting when something needs to be done and you're only 20 minutes away.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You gotta leave and go do that or whatever it is, or just being in town, something coming up like, oh, I need you to do this, or can you come by the office and do this? You know, because you are here. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
just hadn't been able to get out there as much as I planned on um, in the beginning of the season. So I think that happens to a plethora of hunters in the world. You know what I'm saying? If your deer stands just right down the road, that don't mean you're gonna get to it.
Oh no, not no. I mean, not unless unless you a single man and you ain't got no kids, nothing, or you're a single huntress and you know what I'm saying, single woman, you can go out and just disappear. But
Exactly.
most part, nah, it ain't happening, man. But like with the season almost coming to an end, man, like what are your goals for the rest of the season?
Man, my goals because you know me, my favorite part, um, truly about the hunting, is just the sitting in the stand and the sun coming up. That's is my absolute favorite moment on earth. I don't
Yeah.
think there's a better moment. I don't think there's a better space and time than
Yep.
that little 15 20 minutes right when the sun's coming up. I don't
And
think there's
and,
a better time.
and the crazy part about it, because I on my last show with John David Black, he mentioned like that small period of time when the sun coming up, there's not a lot of people up that even see it. Majority of the
Mm-mm,
people in the country they sleep. You know
exactly,
what I'm saying? And you're up and you watching that, like, man, like, ain't a lot of people ain't enjoying the scenery right here. And then the game start.
exactly. And then it ain't. And I don't know what it is about that little moment, but it's something about that little moment right there. It captures me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I can be dozing off in the blind or in the stand or the blind or whichever one I'm in. I can be dozing off right there, and then right at that moment, it just new energy. All right, let's go. Time to hunt. You know what I'm saying? Like it's on, and that's my favorite moment. So I'm looking forward to having a few more of those moments um, before the season's up. Obviously, I'm looking forward to getting that first deer on the ground at the hands of my bow. Um, I don't. What else am I looking for, man? I don't know. I'm just looking for. Uh, I'm looking to end the season on a good note. You know, I don't want to end the season like waiting for next year because I didn't accomplish something this year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I just want to end the season, even if I don't get a kill with my boat. I want to have a few more good hunts. Like I would classify even my two misses so far this season with my boat. I would still classify those as good hunts.
Yeah, because you got shot opportunity.
Exactly. So if I can get a few more good hunts in before the season's over, man, I'll be a happy camper till next year.
Oh yeah, hey, I'm the same way. I need to have a couple more sits where I get another opportunity, because I've squandered a few opportunities. Like I had, you know, when I was hunting early season out west and had that mule deer pop up on me, and I squandered that shot away. I missed that shot. And then I hit the buck in winter with my bow, but I bad shot placement. He's still running around. Still, I saw him last weekend. He's still kicking, but didn't capitalize on that opportunity. So I need another shot, and
Yeah,
I've been practicing. I've been shooting. Like, I've switched up my arrows. You know what I'm saying? Change up a couple things on the bow. Got it nice and tuned, dialed in to the T. I know everything is perfect. Now I just need another opportunity. So I'm looking for at least one or two more opportunities to at least get a chance to put some down.
yeah, same here, man. If I know they say third time's a charm. I know that's so cliche. I know it's so cliche, but I feel it in my
But it's
bones.
true though.
I,
Sometimes the cliches are true.
exactly. I was just telling my guy the other day. Uh, Colton, he's had a rough hunting season. He had his gun fired back on him and bust his head open and bust slice his forehead open above his eyebrow and stuff like that. He's had a rough hunting season. He's had cows breaking down his fence and getting into his feed and stuff like that. He's had a rough season out there. I was telling
Dang.
I was telling him, hey man, I feel it in my bones. You know, I feel it in my bones that my next one, third time's a charm.
Yep.
And I think I'm gonna do it, man. I think I'm gonna do it, and it's gonna be with the Courage Warrior. I don't want another bow. You know what I'm saying? I don't. I don't want. I don't want
Hey,
another bow.
Dread Rock listeners, I told you he ain't got shoot nothing else.
I'm telling you, I don't want another bow. I love the Courage Warrior. Shout out to those guys at 30.6. Hey, 903-733-1317. Yes, sir. Please give me a
Yep.
call. I'm repping y'all stuff to the fullest. Um, but yeah, man, I love my bow. Uh, I love bow hunting. I can finally say that now. I couldn't say it for the longest. I could just say I love shooting my bow, but now I can honestly say I love bow hunting. It's been fun. I had a tree fall on my stand and crinkle my ladder in one of my stands. Which I got news that last week there was like 6 deer just chilling under the stand,
Bro, I
walking
think
under.
it's still good, man. I go out there and give it a whirl.
Yeah, my wife would not like to hear you say that. I tell you that right now.
Man, at least take it down and get a climber or something. I don't know. I got a climber and I'm terrified of it.
Man, I,
I think if I'd have went out and bought it, I think I'd be more likely to use it. But since it was gifted to me, I'm like, I don't have to use it. I'll hold on to it just in case, but I don't have to.
I have a climber right now out there that I have not stepped in not one time this year.
You gotta do it, man. Gotta get into it.
I
No,
will.
I know. You got to hang on. I'm talking about the ones that you gotta
Oh no, no, I would never do that.
that you got
Yeah, I gotta hang
get
on.
the
Not no,
inchworm up the tree.
never will I do that. I didn't even know they existed till like 2 weeks ago. No, I would never do that.
But Rex just sent me an email, not email, but a text message of a saddle. I think I'm gonna get into saddle hunting. So I'm going to get a saddle like probably in February. That way, as soon as all the snow melt, March come, I'm gonna go out and practice. I'm gonna practice until I figure it out, and then I'm talking about maybe getting like 5 feet off the ground,
Yeah, I saw
and that's it.
videos of practicing with it.
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't know, man. I don't want to stand up the whole time either.
Well, I mean, they say you can kind of sit back. You know,
Mm-mm,
if you get a platform, you kind of
mm-mm.
sit back and I'm not going to sleep. And I heard some guys say I go to sleep. I'm not going to sleep because there ain't nothing to the
Bro,
side, and too much can go wrong. I ain't going to sleep in it. I don't think my body would allow me to go to sleep in it.
I don't think my body would allow me to just hang out, and that's why I don't want it.
So I'm gonna give it a whirl. If I like it, cool. If not, guess what? More people get into it, and I'll sell it. Take that money and go buy me another a ladder stand or something.
Yeah. Hey, I'm a big fella. That's all I got to say. I'm a big fella, so I'm not really trying too much in these trees. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hey, bro, bro, there's NFL linemen that's out there. You know, Trent Cole is a bow hunter, and he hang in tree stands, and he's
yeah.
way bigger than
They
both of
got
us.
and the stuff that he's buying costs way more than the stuff that I'm buying. And that's that's all it is.
Oh man, but hey, before we wrap this up, man, I asked everybody on the podcast, man. Right now, somebody came to you and said, "Nick, I'll I'll gift you a dream hunt. You can go anywhere in the world, hunt any animal that you want to hunt. Where you going and what you hunting?"
Come on, man. You already know. I don't know where I'm going. I guess I got to figure that out where I'm going. I'm going somewhere big enough. Somewhere where I can kill a bear big enough that I can have my dream scarf that I've always wanted since I was a kid.
With the
Even
paws on it.
exactly. I I want me a bear scarf and his paws still on it, and those are my pockets that I can put my hands in to keep them warm. And that's what I want. And that's I don't know where, but somewhere where I can kill the bear
You
that
probably
big.
going to go to Kodiak Island and get you one of them bears that Al got.
Man, I can't wear that as a scarf. I can put my feet in that.
Yeah, you gonna need one of those. Nah, you probably yeah, a good grizzly, maybe or just or a big black bear.
Big black bear. That sounds more of my speed than that grizzly. But
Hey, well,
man, that's
hey,
my dream.
heck yeah, man. Hey, you know mine. I'm trying to get an elk, bro. I'm trying to get an elk.
I mean, I
Hey,
definitely want an elk too, but I gotta get that scarf.
get that scarf. Yeah, you can't make no scarf out. I guess you could make a scarf out of an
Not
elk
with
hide.
paws or not
Not
with
with it,
hooves
yeah, not
in
with no hooves. Yeah, no, ain't that ain't happening.
it. Put your fingers in there.
Yeah, but
Two
I don't know,
fingers.
man. Elk, man, that leg is probably you might be able to get 4 fingers in it. I don't know, but hey, I can tell you this though. If you do that and you say next year you get a bear and you able to do that, you gonna start a trend because I promise you everybody gonna start doing it.
Well, hey, you heard it here first on the Dreaded Archer podcast, man. I'm doing it. As soon as I get a bear on the ground, I promise y'all gonna see it.
I just want I want if I get a bear, I want the like a hoodie with the head still on it.
Oh, that's too vulgar.
What?
That's that. Where you
Like a
gonna wear
coat?
that?
Huh?
Where you
In
gonna
my
wear that?
house. My house.
Oh my goodness! I don't want nothing
I'm
I
not
can
I'm not
somewhere.
going out in public with it because I'm not gonna have one of these PETA guys run up on me and throw paint on it because
That'd
then
be
we're
his
gonna
last bucket.
it's gonna
But
be last bucket, but
yeah, that'd be his last bucket.
you know what I'm saying? Having it just kind of sit in my house and just you know, postcode pictures for the gram. That's about it, man.
I mean, it would be nice, but I want mine. I'm gonna use mine. I'm gonna use it like for real, for real.
Oh man. So before we get out of here, man, let people know where they can find you on social media.
Oh man, social media. On Instagram, Big Poppy underscore ONE9. It's Big Poppy 19 on Instagram. Facebook, Nicholas Reed or Nicholas Cole Reed, I guess. Um, and I don't. That's all I'm on right
Yep.
there. That's all I'm on right there, man.
That's it, man. I have not. I mean, I got a TikTok. I have not.
Oh, I have a TikTok too. I don't even know the name of it though. So,
Yeah, I'm sorry. I have not posted. I posted like 2 or 3 videos, and like that was it. Got some good feedback from it, but
oh yeah,
just never like it's not top of mind yet. You know what I'm saying? It's not one of
yeah,
those things like I do Facebook, I do Instagram. I stray away from Twitter because it just like it's too much politics on it for me.
yeah,
And then TikTok is like, I don't think about it. It's too new for me to think about.
yeah. I'm Big Poppy 19 on TikTok too. I just remember that.
Uh,
So yeah, but catch me on Instagram at Big Poppy 19. I'm trying hard, y'all. I'm trying hard to get. I got back on my social media game really strong for like 4 or 5 months, and now I feel it. I feel the taper. I feel the taper, man, because I'm getting super busy at work. Obviously busy with the Read Talk and Listen podcast as well,
for
uh,
sure.
and so the Instagram game I just been slacking a little bit. But hey, I'm on the road to 8,000 followers. So y'all, hey, help me out.
Help
Uh,
me out.
jump on over, jump on over to Big Poppy _19 on Instagram and help me out get to 8,000. I
Hey
appreciate it.
man, hey, I'm 5 away from 800. So if you listening, go over if you hadn't already and follow me on Instagram. That's the DA underscore dreaded Arthur 17 and give me the 800, man.
I got 800. Give me
Right.
the 8,000. Let's go.
Also, if you want any Dreaded Archer merch, go over to dreadedarcher.com and get all your Dreaded Archer merch needs. You know, I don't do enough ads on here. I guess I just
It's
like
hard to
talking.
remember.
It's hard to remember. I mean, I just like talking, man. But hey, this has been another great episode of the Dreaded Archer podcast. I'm your host Trey, and I will say along with my brother Nick. This is not the RTL. Oh, before we get out here, yes, and Nick is also the co-host with me on the RTL podcast. That's the Read, Talk, and Listen podcast. And you can catch that every Wednesday at 8:15 on YouTube and Facebook. So go check that out if you listen to this our podcast. We talk about sports, a little bit of politics,
A little bit of
music,
everything,
a
really.
little bit of everything. Kind of like pop culture podcast. We talk about a little bit of everything, man. So if you feeling froggy one day, you want to tune in, hop on over to YouTube or Facebook. on a Wednesday night at 8:15. You can catch us. Check it out. But
Most definitely.
oh, it's great, man. Hey, I appreciate you taking time, man, tonight to come hop on with me. I was like, man, we gotta get on here and talk about our hunts, man, and cause I've been gone. I've been gone for about a month. I took a month off.
Month off. Like, sometimes you need to though.
Oh yeah, I had to take a month off. I didn't. I mean, I still kind of posted on Instagram, just kind of keep my name out there. But as far as the podcast, I know Carbon TV probably like, man, bro, he got hot and then he just fell off. But like, I let him know, hey, I'm back. Took a month off, kind of decompressed, hunt because hey, it would not be the Dread Ultra podcast if I wasn't out hunting.
Exactly.
I can't just I can't put nothing down. So
Exactly.
I had to go out and put some animals down and I got meat in the freezer. I got time today. So
I got time
I got
today.
time today. So hey, this has been another great episode of the Dreaded Archer podcast with my brother Nick Reed. I appreciate you coming on tonight, man.
Hey man, I appreciate you having me. It's been a long time coming. I remember when you first started, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna say nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna keep doing my thing, keep supporting it, whatever. Wait my turn. And then you called and was like, hey man, when you want to come on the show? And I was like, yeah, okay. Yeah, man, whatever you want me to, bro. You know?
I, let's do it tonight. Oh yeah, well, hey, but hey, it was all strategy. I was just waiting for after our hunt, so we have a whole lot to talk about.
Most definitely, man. Most definitely. Appreciate it.
No problem, man. And like I said, this has been another great episode of the Dread Archer podcast. We are out. Peace.
Peace.